Hello everyone, in this video we are going to understand about the inductive approach and deductive approach. I will explain the inductive approach and deductive approach with the help of some example. Therefore, with the help of the example, it is very easy to understand. Now, what is the inductive approach? Here I would like to explain one very good example. I have certain observation. Here my observation is uneducated peoples are successful in the business. In the inductive research, suppose if you have certain observation, in the second step, you should collect the data for that observation. Means indirectly you should carry out some survey. Now here my survey may be I will collect some data of uneducated peoples and who are businessmen. Means I will map the two things, uneducated businessmen and whether these peoples are successful or in business or not. That data I will collect. I will analyze that data, and at the end of my survey, at the end of my research, I will try to conclude whether my initial observation was right or wrong. Suppose that if my initial observation was right, then I can say that I form a theory or I form one statement. After my conclusion, I can say that yes, uneducated peoples are successful businesses, and likely I will develop the theory accordingly, and my theory may be uneducated peoples are successful businessmen. Means here from this example, I would like to tell you one very important point for the inductive reasoning. In the inductive reasoning, your inductive reasoning is started with the observation. Next step is conduct a survey, and at the end of the things, at the end of the conclusion, you should develop some theory. Therefore, the main difference between the inductive and deductive reasoning is that the inductive reasoning aims to develop a theory basically, that we discuss in our example. Uneducated people are successful businessmen. Means inductive reasoning moves from specific observation to the broader generalization, and where the deductive reasoning aims to testing a existing theory. Means in deductive reasoning what I should do, already I have tested the theory, already theory is there, and I will test that theory whether that theory is right or wrong. Means for example, suppose if there is some theory, use of the mobile leads to headache. Suppose if this is my theory, I will collect some samples, I will collect the data from some samples, and at the end of that again I will test that theory. Really the use of the mobile leads to headache of the students or not. Means what is the inductive reasoning basically? In the inductive reasoning, through the observation, carry out your survey and develop a theory. And in deductive reasoning, already theory is there and we should test that theory. Look at the screen in inductive research approach. First is the observation. Now let us take again second example. Suppose if my observation is a low cost airline flight is delayed. Then second is through the survey develop your observation pattern. You have to collect the data of low cost airlines and track their timing schedule and try to conclude that your statement is right or wrong, your pattern is right or wrong. Suppose at the end, at the time of the generalization or at the time of the conclusion, if you prove a low cost airline flights are delay always, you can say that you started with an observation and you end your conclusion with the development of the theory. Then it is the inductive type of the approach. There is second example, elephants depends on the water to exit. All observed animals depends on water to exit, and all biological life depends on water to exit. Means it is started with the observation and end with the theory. It is the inductive research approach or it is the inductive reasoning. Deductive research approach or deductive reasoning, when conducting the deductive research, you always started with the theory, the result of the inductive research. Reasoning deductively means testing this theory. If there is no theory yet, you cannot conduct a deductive research. Now here is one most important thing. Suppose if there is no theory, basically there is no literature available, then you can go for the inductive research, inductive reasoning. Through the inductive reasoning you can develop the theory, and in deductive research basically there should be theory. If there is no theory, then you cannot carry out the deductive research or deductive reasoning. Again there are example of the deductive reasoning. Low cost airline always have delay. Basically now it's my theory and now I want to test this theory through the process. Means I will carry out the survey, I will test the hypothesis, and at the end I will test whether my theory is accepted or not. At the end of this video again I would like to repeat the very important point: inductive reasoning and deductive reasoning, inductive research and deductive research. Inductive research is basically start with the observation and end with the development of the theory specific to generalization. If there is no literature available, no data is available, nothing is available, then you can start the inductive reasoning, inductive research. And in the deductive research basically there should be a theory and you are going to test that theory. With this note again I would like to end this video. Thank you for watching this video.